Today is February 15th, 2021. It's Monday. It is 1 p.m. My name is Felipe Gonzalez. I'm an agent with New Mexico State Police. In this room also is
Detective Renee Melinda, Las Cruces City Police Department.
also is Attorney
Luis Robles.
and
Leonel Palomares.
okay, Mr. Palomares. Like I said, we have two recordings going on in this room. Just for one of them has been giving us issues. I would like to thank you guys for coming in and giving us a voluntary statement to us. If you could do me a favor, Mr. Palomares, spell your first name.
It's Leonel.
And last name is P-A-L.
Lomares.
Yes. Mr. Palomares, who are you employed with?
New Mexico State Police.
Okay. How long have you been with them?
8 years?
Any prior law enforcement experience?
No, just armed security. That's it.
How long did you do that for?
For about 3 years.
What type of training do you have with New Mexico State Police?
I have training from BUI training to investigation training, interrogation training, traffic law training, and weapon qualifications as well.
Are you on any specialty teams?
Yes, sir.
What special teams are you on?
I'm in the full-time K9 unit.
How long have you been on K9?
It's been about 4 years. I'm also a TFO with HSI for about the same time, about 4 years.
4 years, okay. Would you say you have any training as far as on the patrol side that your average officer wouldn't have?
I will say maybe with conducting drug smuggling cases, traffic stops involving that type of cases.
Would you say like interdiction training?
Interdiction training, yes.
Stuff like that.
Yes.
Is that both through the state or is that some federal training you've had?
So it's with the state, some, but after that it's kind of a federal training as well.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And then I think that's it as far as your job description and whatnot. So, Mr. Palomares, today we're doing an investigation onto an officer-involved shooting incident that happened February 4th, 2021. Does that sound about right to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Palomares, if you could start from the beginning of the very first, I would say, knowledge that you had of this investigation / into this suspect, all that. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go ahead and start from the beginning.
Let me know if you need a break or if I need to stop for notes.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
Okay. So again, I'm assigned to HSI. I have a single-purpose canine dog, and he's only for narcotics. He's not for patrol. He's not to attack. It's only narcotic, single-purpose. I had that dog for about 3-4 years. And my involvement with this case started back in January 28th. I remember the HSI supervisor, Mark Calmes, called my phone and he had asked if I could help him conduct a whisper stop for them. He told me that the car was going to be a black Honda sedan, no license plate. Calmes told me that apparently the car was going to be driven by Omar Cueva Felix, and he also stated that the target has sold some fentanyl pills to the undercover agent at the Labs gas station down on I-10, mile marker 132. Supervisor Calmes stated to me that Cueva Felix was acting very paranoid throughout the drug deal. He stated that he actually had taken a picture from one of the undercover units assisting with this case, and he presented a picture to the undercover agent. Supervisor Canas also stated that he had multiple fentanyl pills, heroin, and he also mentioned a fully loaded AK-47 that was going to be located between the driver's seat and the center console. I didn't ask for location for the possible narcotics. So at that point, I called my, I'll go back into clarification. Traffic was very heavy around this time, and I told Supervisor Canas that due to heavy traffic, I was probably not gonna engage in vehicle pursuit if the suspect wouldn't stop due to high traffic, and he agreed to that. Right after that, after we finished having that conversation, I called the New Mexico State Police Canine Sergeant Ranwood, and I notified him about the details and about this case, all the details, also including details for that they had told me that Cueva Felix had already charges for felony drug charges in the past in the state of California. So I notified that to my sergeant, and I notified a weapon involved as well. So my sergeant advised me that I was okay conducting the traffic stop as long as I had a secondary unit to back me up. At that moment, I remember calling New Mexico State Police Officer Alfonso Montes, and I requested for his assistance. He was not too far from my area, which was around I-10 by the Corralitos area, and he agreed to help me on the traffic stop. We set up around mile marker 114, 114, and we pretty much just waited there for instructions from the HSI agents about the exact location for the suspect and any other updates. About 10 to 20 minutes passed through, and I received another call from Supervisor Canas, and he told me that he didn't need to do the stop anymore. From what he told me, when I can recall, he stated that the target has sold all the fentanyl pills to the undercover agent. So that's my initial involvement with this case. That was January 28th. So some time passed, and about February 1st, I remember receiving a phone call from HSI Special Agent Matthew Rodriguez, and he asked me if I could assist with a whisper stop for Omar Cueva Felix. Special Agent told me that the target was supposed to be picking up drugs from the Phoenix area, and he was supposed to bring the drugs to the Deming area. However, I told Special Agent Rodriguez that I was not going to be able to assist him with this traffic stop for the simple reason that I was working on Otero County by US 54, so it was pretty far from me to go all the way to Deming. He understood, and he said that he was going to try to maybe get other units to conduct the stop. So the following day, I remember seeing an email from Fusion, and it was a bolo for Omar Cueva Felix. I remember seeing the bolo, and it talked about the possible drug smuggling case from Arizona to New Mexico. I also remember that it tagged that he was known to carry weapons. That's all I can remember from the bolo. Some time passed, and I believe that it was around February 3rd when Special Agent Rodriguez called me again, and he told me that he asked me again for my assistance, trying to stop Omar Cueva Felix, and I agreed to help him. He advised me that they were gonna have a briefing at the HSI office in Las Cruces the following day, which was gonna be a Thursday. He mentioned that it was gonna be 10 in the morning, and I advised him that since I already knew all the details to the target, and I told him that I was probably gonna be able to make it. And I just told him to keep me posted of any updates or any changes to the case, and he agreed to that. Right after that, I remember receiving 2 emails from Special Agent Rodriguez. The first one was in reference to the location and time, to the briefing for this case, and the second one was in reference to time change, which it was at 10:30, same location. I never opened the initial attachment from Special Agent's original email. After the fact, after this case, I never knew about the by bust that was supposed to take place in the event that New Mexico State Police units would not be able to conduct the traffic stop. I never knew about that by bust. I was just getting the last emails, I guess the new emails to this like chain email. It was multiple emails, multiple replies, and I was getting ready, and I didn't open the original email. They didn't even know that it was actually there, talking about the by bust. So the following day, Thursday, February 4th, I remember that I went to work around 10 or 10:30 in the morning, and I remember that I actually drove straight to I-10, Interstate 10, to around the Love's gas station area, and I was just going straight to I-10 to wait for further instructions from the HSI agents, and I remember that HSI Special Agent Rodriguez called me. He called my cell phone, and I remember that he mentioned that he has spoken with. We talked, and I told him I'm ready to go. I'm ready to help you guys with the assist and everything. So, but then after that, he mentioned that he has spoken with New Mexico State Police Supervisor Madrid. And he stated that he had requested units from Deming or Las Cruces area to stop the target's vehicle in case they will see it on the road. However, I still don't know why he requested assistance from regular patrol units when they don't even have canine units for state police. I was the only canine unit from state police available in the south during that time. The other canine unit was off. It was his day off. Anyway, so I don't understand the reason, if we had a plan, why he went ahead and asked for assistance. That I don't know. I never asked anything. I was just gonna wait and take care of business and conduct my traffic stop. So some time passed, and I remember calling my supervisor, my canine Sergeant Witt, and I informed him about the traffic stop again. And again, I provided the same details that I already had from the previous conversations with the agents. And he agreed for me to help with the traffic stop. And again, he just instructed me to have a second unit to conduct the stop, not to do it by myself. At that time, I remember calling one of the New Mexico State Police units, Officer Jose Barron, requested for assistance to see if he could help me do the stop, but he was already busy assisting LCPD. Right after that, I remember calling New Mexico State Police Officer Alfonso Montes, and he agreed to help me with the traffic stop. He stated that he was already done doing bin inspections, and he agreed to help. We set up on I-10 near mile marker 127. And again, we were just waiting for the vehicle. And one thing that I remember that Special Agent Rodriguez or Supervisor Connes, they never told me to cancel the traffic stop. That's why I was still in place, set up, because they never told me to cancel, even that after they had made arrangements with other possible patrol units to do the stop, they never canceled me on this case. So I waited around the marker 127, and I remember that Special Agent Joshua Laughter, he was the one that was pretty much updating me of the target's vehicle. I remember that he sent pictures with the target's vehicle, and the first picture that I can remember, it was a white Buick sedan, Buick SUV, and he told me that he didn't know that unknown license plate. We couldn't figure out the license plate, so that was the first picture for the possible target that he was going to be driving. Right after I received that picture, Special Agent Rodriguez called me, and he stated that the target was supposed to be in that white Buick, along with his wife and one kid. So, and that was the first initial target's vehicle. A few minutes later, I remember receiving another text message from Special Agent Laughter, and he sent me a picture of a white single cab Chevrolet pickup truck. It was a long bed pickup truck, and I remember that it had a black headache rack, no license plate. We couldn't tell on the license plate, but that was supposedly the updated target's vehicle. During the conversation with Special Agent Laughter, I remember that he mentioned that they were going to try to have Las Cruces, Deming or Las Cruces patrol units to snag the vehicle. Again, I didn't ask the reasons why. I was still in place waiting for the vehicle to come towards Cruces. Didn't ask any questions. And he also stated that he was pretty much giving the updates on the vehicle description and location as he was coming towards Las Cruces. I remember that he mentioned that he said after he said that Las Cruces and Deming units, they wanna try to have them to stop the vehicle. I remember him saying that they were already set up at the 102 mile marker on I-10. So to me, it sounded like the state police units ready to assist. Again, I didn't ask any more questions. And then he kept on updating the location for the target's vehicle, the white pickup truck. And the last location that I remember, he said that it was on I-10 passing mile marker 92 eastbound. And that's the last location that he advised me. And then right after that, maybe just a few minutes after that conversation, I remember Special Agent Rodriguez. He called me and he told me that state police had conducted a traffic stop on the target's vehicle around the 100 mile marker, and which makes sense after having that conversation with Laughter that it was going to be around that area. I don't Officer Montes was able to see in his computer that Unit 1251 had initiated a traffic stop. He was showing him on a traffic stop around mile marker 100, and that made sense after talking to him and HSI that it was going to be the target's vehicle. Unit 1251 I didn't know Officer Jarrett. I didn't have his phone number to communicate with him. So I don't know who was communicating Officer Jarrett the descriptions for the target's vehicle. I don't know if it was HSI Direct calling him and giving him the exact location and exact vehicle description. That I don't know how he was able to get that information. So a few minutes passed, and again, like Rodriguez called me and stated that they had conducted the traffic stop, and he also mentioned that the SRT was very near to the traffic stop, and he told me that they were making sure that everything was okay with the traffic stop, and that felt me feel better, because it's having, you know, the information about the totality, the circumstances. I felt comfortable that the SRT was pretty much keeping eyes on the officers doing the stuff. Right after that, Officer Montes and we started driving to Deming area to go and assist 1251. And we went to check on him, but also I went to the traffic stop. I was trying to go to the traffic stop in case they needed a canine deployment and assistance with vehicle search. We started driving towards the stop when NMS New Mexico State Police and dispatch called my phone, and they wanted information about the stop for 1251. And I just pretty much told them that we were headed that way for a possible canine deployment and possible vehicle search. They told me that, and I advised them what the HSI had told me, that the HSI SRT was near the traffic stop, making sure that everything was okay. And after that, they told me that they were doing a welfare check on 1251, and they advised me that he was not responding to the welfare check. I told them, just, you know, I was told the SRT is there, but keep on doing the welfare check just in case, just to make sure. And we kept on driving towards 1251. Right after that conversation with dispatch, I remember that Special Agent Rodriguez called my phone, and he sounded extremely concerned, and he sounded very concerned and disturbed the way he was talking. And right after, he told me that a state police officer wasn't down. At that point, right after that conversation with him, and then he told me that he stated state police officer is down, and he told me that the target's vehicle continued traveling east on I-10 towards Las Cruces. And after I hung out with Rodriguez, I remember hearing the dispatch, New Mexico State Police and dispatch, airing out the officer down. And based on the information that I had on the target's vehicle, I went ahead and provided dispatch with the target's vehicle, which was the white pickup truck. I did not know if they had that information or not. I just wanted to make sure that they had the right information. And Officer Montes and I continue traveling westbound on I-10 towards 1251 with lights and sirens already on. We were just trying to assist. And I'll say about mile marker 113, I spotted the white pickup truck. And he was traveling eastbound at this location. Officer Montes and I crossed the median with the lights and sirens still on, and I remember that we attempted to stop the suspect's vehicle, the fleeing suspect. I'm gonna do clarification right before this. Before having visual from the white pickup truck, I told Officer Montes that we should look for a location to do the stop spikes. And right after that, Officer Montes advised me that the spikes will not have any effect on the violent fleeing suspect. He stated that we should instead try to shoot throughout the windshield to stop him from harming any other people. He didn't say to harming any other people, but that's what's making sense, and that's why he probably said that. So right after that, I had visual on the vehicle going eastbound on I-10, mile marker 113. We turned around, got behind the vehicle, trying to stop it, but the white pickup truck never stopped. Actually, the driver, he was going fast. He was traveling at a high rate of speed. I said he was traveling about 92 to 105 miles per hour, still eastbound. And I remember that he kept on driving on the lane number 1 and lane number 2. He was driving erratically as well. So I believe that it was about 3 miles after chasing the white pickup truck. I remember that the vehicle started to slow down right before mile marker 116, which was an exit. And at first I thought that he was going to take the exit, but then he didn't. He actually stopped on the highway. He stopped between the exit and the bridge right next to the exit, the bridge located east of the exit. That's where he stopped. I remember that the truck stopped very fast, and all I can remember that the driver's door opened up immediately, and I remember a male subject with long hair getting out of the driver's area very fast. Everything happened so fast, but that's the details that I can remember. I remember that the object had his both hands stretched out towards myself, but I couldn't tell what kind of, he was holding an object, but I couldn't tell exactly what kind of object. And right after that, I remember that seeing some kind of like smoke coming from the driver's hands. And before I realized that the suspect was shooting at me and Officer Montes. I was, at that time, I was still inside my unit because everything happened so fast. And actually, I got extremely scared. I've never been in that situation before. It's nothing that happens every day. And I fear for my life. I fear for my life at that moment. But I knew that I needed to act. I needed to act on this incident. So I didn't want to stay inside my unit because I knew that the windshield was not going to protect me from the rounds coming towards myself. So I remember grabbing my rifle from my unit, and I ran outside my unit, and I remember running towards the back of the unit, and I went to take cover to the right front area of my unit. I cannot remember if it was kneeling or just squatting, but I remember that the suspect was still shooting rounds towards myself, and I actually remember hearing the rounds at a very close distance. And again, I feared for my life because I didn't know what was going to happen. However, I knew that I needed to act, and my only instinct was to fire rounds back to the suspect to stop the threat. I wanted to stop him from trying to harming us or other people. So I had to fire my rifle. I believe that I fired about 5 to 10 rounds. I could not tell if I was striking the suspect or the truck. I couldn't tell. It was a fairly, it was kind of a far distance. Right after that, I will say about maybe a few seconds later, the suspect, he got back in his in the white pickup truck, and I remember that he was driving away. When I still shot I can't remember if it was 1 or 2 rounds as he was driving away, but I did it because I knew that he had already taken an officer down, and he tried to kill us. So I knew that I needed to at least try to disable the vehicle or him stopping from trying to harming other people. So I did it out of frustration. I wanted him to stop from hurting other people. I don't think that I was able to hit the suspect or the vehicle at that point as he kept on driving. So at that moment, I remember getting inside my unit and continue with the chase, the vehicle pursuit on I-10 eastbound. And I remember that we were approaching the border patrol checkpoint. I don't recall the mile marker, but we were still going eastbound. And I remember that I seen the back window of the white pickup truck like exploding. And I remember seeing some kind of like smoke coming out of the back window. And that's when I realized that the suspect, the driver, was shooting towards my unit. Again, it's not nothing I see every day, so I got pretty scared. And I feared for my life again because I knew that the windshield wasn't gonna protect me much, and I was in direct fire of the suspect. I was right behind the white pickup truck. So my only reaction at this moment was to kind of like go back to go to the right lane, the slow lane. And I believe that I even drove on the shoulder for a few, I cannot remember exactly, but I was just trying to stay out of the direct fire and make myself safe. Throughout this time, I don't know where Officer Montes was, how far to me, but I knew he was behind me, but I don't know how far he was from my unit. So we continue with the vehicle search. The driver, he was still driving erratically as he was going again, speeding between 90 and 105 miles per hour. And he was weaving pretty bad, driving at some point he was even driving in the center of the road, not even in a lane. And I noticed that the traffic started to get extremely heavy. I remember a lot of semi-trucks. So the suspect started to pass traffic on the shoulder at this location. I believe that it was after mile marker 127. He started to pass on the shoulder, and I believe that he did it for about maybe 2-3 miles. I cannot remember exactly. And then after that, I noticed, I remember seeing the white pickup truck driving into the center median, trying to avoid the spikes. And this took place around mile marker 132-ish, around that area. Right after that, the suspect was able to get back on the road and continue eastbound on I-10. Right after this moment, there were multiple units. And there were some units between my unit and the suspect's vehicle. So at moments I didn't have a full visual for the white pickup truck. So what I did, I told dispatch, I told them to have the second unit take over comms because I didn't have a visual on the vehicle anymore. I had visual on and off, but not very clear because I was kind of far at this point. And that's when I don't know what unit exactly took over the comms. I don't know if it was State Police, LCPD, or Louisiana County Sheriff. I don't know who took over the pursuit. I do not recall. I continue on eastbound behind the other units, but I do not recall seeing the LCPD unit conducting the pit on the white pickup truck. All I remember that I arrived on scene after the white pickup truck had been stopped, disabled, and I remember getting off my unit and still have my rifle because I didn't know what was happening exactly. I didn't have a clear view. And, I got off my unit with my rifle, and I remember multiple officers trying to handcuff the suspect, the one that had been inside the white pickup truck. I remember that he was already laying down on the ground, and I also remember seeing blood from the back of his head and inside the mouth. Right after that, I looked to the other side, and I remember that multiple officers were trying to assist Officer Adrian de la Garza, and I remember seeing blood on it appeared that he had it on the right armpit, but I couldn't know exactly, but that's why I saw the blood after they cut out the uniform. And that's pretty much my involvement with this case.
You mentioned HSI supervisor. I don't know if I misheard you. Mark Thomas?
Calmness.
Calmness.
With a K.
With a K?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Kalnas?
Yes, yes, sir.
And then you had mentioned another HSI agent. It sounded like you said Lofter? Or
Joshua Lafter.
Joshua?
Joshua, yes, sir. And yes, I don't know if I know him or not, but he had been placing me the locations.
So you're for sure on that name?
Yes, that's what I have on my contacts.
Okay. Next question is...
Did you ever have a contact with an agent Horta?
No.
No, okay.
Okay.
If you don't mind, if we can primarily focus on your discharge first and then go back into some of their details, that work for you?
That's fine.
Okay. When you said he pulled over about the 116, up to that point, there was no rounds being exchanged. He wasn't firing at you at that point that you're aware of?
That is correct.
Okay.
Can I add a little bit?
Mhm.
So that is correct, but based on the information about taking an officer down
Mhm.
and not stopping for our units, I have reasons to believe that he was probably trying to stop and try to ambush us at that area. That's why I slowed down as well. I wanted to be safe. I just wanted to add
Okay.
that
No, perfect.
clarification.
And you create the distance between his vehicle stopping and your vehicle stopping. Is that anywhere similar to a normal traffic stop?
That
Or would
is
it have been greater?
it would be less space on a regular traffic stop.
Okay.
So I created distance again based on that information. I have reasons to believe that he was going to try to shoot back,
Okay.
like how he had done probably with the other officer.
And you described when you're still in your unit, he's exiting his unit, his hands are extended out in front of him. You're still sitting in your driver's seat of your vehicle?
Correct. It happened very fast.
Okay. And just to kind of elaborate or kind of accentuate what you were saying, you see his hands extended out to you and you see smoke coming from his hands.
Correct.
You're still positioned inside of your vehicle at that time?
Correct.
Okay. You wanna-
As far as that shooting right there, the 116, could you estimate about how many shots you heard coming from his side?
Man, no,
Okay, that's
I maybe between 10 or 15 or 10 and 20. I don't know exactly.
And then when you said his arms are extended, so you never was able to identify rifle or handgun?
Correct. I just noticed that he had an object, but it happened so fast, and I was thinking about my safety. I couldn't
Okay.
identify the object.
And I know this is going to be difficult as well. Being around firearms, your qualifications and stuff like that, your handgun versus your rifle. Could you distinguish at that point, or could you just hear gunshots? And not hindsight 2020. I
Yeah.
don't want you to get into hindsight, but at the moment,
It sounded loud. It sounded fairly loud.
okay.
Even due to the distance, it sounded fairly loud, yes. So I couldn't say that it was louder than a regular handgun, maybe.
Okay.
So when you said you fired 1 or 2 rounds as he was leaving, and you were trying to disable the vehicle, were you trying to shoot the tire or towards the suspect?
Either.
You just either or didn't matter? Okay.
Yes, yes. Either. I just wanted to stop him from harming other people.
Okay.
You said you continued engaging in the pursuit as you continued going out, and then you said right around the Border Patrol checkpoint, you see that back window explode out.
Correct.
Okay. and then he began shooting at that point, right?
Yes, sir.
Could you distinguish what he was shooting?
I couldn't because it was a hand rack and dark windows. All I remember seeing glass all over and smoke, consistent with rounds, but I couldn't tell what he was using exactly.
Okay.
Would you say right there where you started seeing the glass explode? So I think you had said earlier, did you start spacing yourself further?
Yes, I kept a safe, a greater distance, and I didn't drive right behind direct him. I actually started driving on the right lane and maybe at some point on the shoulder.
Okay. So, because at one time you were the primary, correct? Primary
Yes.
pursuit officer.
Yes, it happened from since mile marker 113 all the way to approximately mile marker 132-ish, 132.
132. Any reason why, or how did you not become the primary officer anymore? Did you just voluntarily relinquish, or just?
I have no idea until this moment. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why they decided to change things last minute.
No, as far as the
Or
pursuit.
On the vehicle pursuit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What was I?
because you were first the primary pursuit officer, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
So at the 132, something happens
Yes.
till you become third or fourth, right?
Yes. So there were multiple units. So at that point, some other units got in between the suspect's vehicle and my unit. So that's the reason.
They were just jumping on or turning around.
I just remember seeing probably coming out of the median, or I don't know where they came
So
from.
now they just converged in between you guys?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
When it comes to a stop, you say you didn't see the pit maneuver done by the officer. When you exit your vehicle, you have your rifle with you. Do you hear any rounds going off or anything?
I don't remember. I don't recall
Okay.
hearing any rounds.
But you go up and you see, them trying to cuff him, and then you see De La Garza, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir.
The rifle that you have, is it department issued?
Correct.
Okay. 223?
It's yes, AR-15. And one clarification. Right after the suspect was already secure and Officer Lararza was being taken care of, I gave my rifle to New Mexico State Police Sergeant Antonio Palomares, and he secured my rifle in his unit. I forgot to add that clarification.
You were subsequently, I believe, brought here to New Mexico State Police for what we call the processing of the officer. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. What those photographs and download and everything that was taking place here, is that a true representation of how you were on this day at work?
Yes, sir.
I think I'm going to go back into the
Okay,
history.
question. Well, I have a question. What's your based on your experience with HSI? What is your definition of a whisper stop?
Whisper stop is when you have information on a vehicle that is carrying possible narcotics. It's when an agent calls you and gives you all the details, and he still wants us to do a well-up traffic stop. That's pretty much a whisper stop. We still have to find our own probable cause, but we have to play it like a regular traffic stop. And based on the information that we have from the agents, that's when we take action and subsequently ask for consent to search and locate the narcotics.
Based on your experience, well, I guess I would take it you've done a handful of these for HSI, DEA, other federal agencies.
Correct. I do this kind of stops, whisper stops, very often. I do it for HSI and for other federal agencies as well.
Normally, based off your experience, what is the reasoning to do a whisper stop rather than continue with the operation?
So one of the reasons that I can think of right now, it's they don't want to burn the CI, the confidential informant, and they want us to do a well out so they don't burn the CI. Or they just want to do sometimes they don't have the money to purchase the drugs, so they want us to do the stop to intercept them before he gets to the undercover agent for the drug deal.
Could you give me an estimate on how many kind of stops, these whisper stops have you done to where they're watching you as well? Where HSI or DEA or any other agency is watching you?
You mean like near my traffic stop?
Near the traffic stop.
Close to it? It's not too common. I mean, they are close by, but they're not that close, or even with the SRT. It's common, but not too common.
Okay. Have they ever stopped on your traffic stop?
Hardly ever.
Okay.
Have you ever, and you kind of alluded to a little bit about the SRT, have they ever requested you do any stops and informed you that an SRT team is going to be there close by? Or just agents?
No, just agents. I don't recall at this moment having SRT right close to my traffic stop. I don't remember that, no.
With that information of, an SRT team being close by, would that affect your processing, your thinking about conducting this stop, or how you would do it, or anything? Would it change any dynamic of your thought process of the stop assistance?
So at first I didn't know that the SRT was going to be with me, but if that would be the case, it would have changed things, because I know that I was not going to be able to conduct a clear well-off stop. It was probably jeopardized the well-off. So that would have changed everything, yes.
Okay. And you had mentioned earlier about the string of emails, that you saw the initial one, but you didn't get the information about the SRT?
Correct.
Okay. Until what point did you find that out?
After the incident? After
Okay.
the incident, yes, sir.
And you said in that string of emails, is it to your state police account?
Correct.
Okay. And I know sometimes you'll get like some information, then it'll be like ... another one, ... and stuff like that. So without opening it all the way up, you weren't able to see that original one?
Correct. I just got the most recent one, which was the location and time for the briefing. Not
Okay.
the original one. So many replies, and I didn't even see that one.
Okay. And then subsequently, after the fact, being able to go back into your email and seeing that original, it was the BOLO, correct?
It
Or
was
was it
the
briefing?
bypass. He said that it was in case the NMSP will not be able to conduct the traffic stop, they were going to try to do a bypass.
Okay. Did they describe where?
I believe it was in Las Cruces area.
Okay. You had talked about the Fusion BOLO. Okay. You received that on your email?
Correct.
Okay. And what district do you work out of? Like, which your primary district considered?
D4 Las Cruces. I'm assigned to the K9 and we're mobile, but most of the time I'm stationed here in Las Cruces.
Okay.
So your only conversation is with Matt Rodriguez, correct?
Yeah.
As far as phone.
Yes.
As far as phone wise,
correct.
right?
Yes.
Okay. And he never tells you, he never identifies the other New Mexico State Police officers involved in this?
No.
But he tells you there's somebody involved, right?
He told me that he had requested assistance, but I didn't know who it was. Or.
Okay. At a certain, I forgot what time it was, but we had he showed us a message, a picture of a cat. You sent that to him? Like showing 12, Officer Jarrot was in this area, right? Do you remember or no?
Maybe because I remember that we saw 1251 around that area, and I couldn't even I even forgot about that. But
Okay.
that's possible, yes. I didn't even remember about that, but that's very possible because we have access to the cat and we can see the location. So that's very possible, yes, sir.
Okay. Did you ever direct message anybody within state police on that day, reference this operation/traffic stop?
Yes, the only one, it was Officer Alfonso Montes, and that was to send them the pictures for the target's vehicle. Other than that, no one, just Sergeant Wood, and he was over the phone. I mean,
You never had any contact with Sergeant Madrid?
No, never.
Were you aware of Officer Jarrett making the stop, or did you just see that what's on the CAD? Or was it not until Rodriguez called you and told you about the stop?
So, talking to Rodriguez, he had told me that he was gonna probably have units to attempt to stop it, in Agent Laughter. So I had heard, that they were probably gonna try. However, I was never canceled. I was still waiting, for the vehicle. But
You never heard I don't know how your guys' systems kind of work sometimes. Any radio transmission from Officer Jarrett making a stop? Or?
No, because we were in the D4 district channel, and sometimes we can hear, but not all the time.
Okay.
But we didn't hear anything, and I don't know if he called dispatch or he did a self-initiate. We don't know that. That's a possibility as well.
Okay.
On this day, did you have a HSI radio?
I have one in my unit that they left there a long time ago, but battery is dead. It wasn't even working. It's somewhere in my unit, but it's not working. I don't even have a charger for it. So.
And any real-time updates was directly from Agent Rodriguez, correct? Via telephone or text?
Correct. Rodriguez and Laughter, Joshua Laughter.
Okay.
So based off all the knowledge that you knew of, the dope being in the vehicle, possible firearms, did you learn of anything else and then the pictures being taken, anything else that occurred on that UC deal prior?
No, just being paranoid, taking pictures from the UC, right? Having previous charges for drugs in California. No, that's it.
Okay. So based off of all that you knew, you contacted Montes to have a secondary?
Correct.
I know. And would you have done the traffic stop alone?
No.
Based off all that you knew?
No, heck no. No, after talking to the agents, to Agent Collins, it didn't feel right. It didn't feel right on the traffic stop. It appeared that the guy, it sounded like he was high on drugs. So, weapons, it didn't sound right. It didn't feel right. So that's why I asked for a second unit.
If you don't mind, a little bit later on, once we step out of here, would you allow us to look at your phone and kind of see those messages?
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah, and along those lines, you had asked me for copies of the emails.
Yes.
And you may already have them, so.
I actually don't.
So, because I know they'd be two.
Thank you.
So those are the emails that you requested. There they are.
You said this is the first you had learned the SRT through these. Well, after you.
Yeah, after the incident, yes, sir.
So in regards to SRT's involvement, it was just Rodriguez saying, hey, we're going to have one close by?
Correct. That's
you didn't
all.
know the details of that?
No, I didn't know about the whole takedown or, yeah, no.
Is it normal for you to not participate in one of their briefings prior to a traffic stop?
It is. It happens a lot, yes. Because I'm just doing the traffic stuff, so I already have all the details. I know that he's gonna be possibly armed, so I already have a second unit. I know he's gonna have drugs. I have my dog, and some experience maybe searching the car. So it happens very often. A lot of times it's just, but it happens often that I don't attend to.
Sergeant Wood never tried to tell you to not do the traffic stop?
No, he's told me to have a second unit.
I know
Anything-
these are the emails that you provided, however, there's no response from you to these emails?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think I responded at all. I don't think so.
Were you ever provided with, and I know the emails don't show up, but any type of ops plan, anything like that?
No, sir.
Was there ever discussion of like contingency plans of the stop, not stop, other than if we don't stop on them, we'll do the bust?
Mm-mm. No, he never informed me of that.
So as far as you knew, you were going to be the stop, nothing else further, nothing else before.
Correct.
Is there anything that we haven't asked that you guys think is important that maybe a point to bring up?
I'm good, but if you thought of something.
No, I think you guys pretty much covered everything.
Well, Officer Palomares, like once again, I want to thank you for coming in, giving the statement. I know this is a tough thing to process, but I'm glad you're safe. I'm glad you're okay, and
Thank you.
like I said, once again, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Now, did you all want to look at the phone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But we can do that out.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good. Concluding this.